Hey guys, it's Nikita Gaddy, Misfit Revolution, back at you with another video today. So, what's the topic? Let's find out. So just quickly before we get started, don't mind the fan. It is literally, I'm not joking, 48 degrees here in where I live in Australia. So yes, we have a big summer ahead of us and we're already halfway through, but we still have so much longer to go because it's just been so ridiculously hot. This has been us every single day and the air cons have just had enough. They've just had it, and unless the fan's right in my face, then I am dying. So it's gonna have to stay on for this video. I'm gonna have to talk extra loud. All right, so we better get started with this video. Today, I am gonna help you out with how to write a program. So if you're someone who's looking at doing their certificate 3 and 4 in fitness, or if you just simply want to be able to go to the gym and know what you're doing without getting there and being like, I don't know what to do. Sometimes you rock up and you kind of just wing it, but sometimes if you're someone like me, like I need to know what I'm doing. So then when I get there, I can just do it, get it done, and so on. So if you're either one of those people or you're just interested in how a PT would write them out, I've got a lot of tips for you. Alright guys, so I've got 10 facts for you today. Facts, tips, opinions, and lots of things. So I've got 10 of those to work with. So first things first is that I'm a very like notepad pen kind of girl. I'm not really one to jump on the laptop or jump on my phone and write down notes or write down reminders, and work out if you're a notepad type of person or if you're a laptop girl. I'm a notepad person, so my laptop. I am not good with, I must say I'm not good with technology. I just never been much of a technology person really until I started my job. Our industry is very heavily on social media and just technology in general. Everything's filmed, everything's recorded, everything's documented. I've had to definitely get used to that over the years and adjust myself and learn a lot. My brain is almost fried, but we're getting there. So, but back to basics, especially when I write out my clients' programs or if I'm doing classes and whatnot, I always still go back to my book because it's more expressive for me. Obviously some people won't have a problem with writing on their phones, but I just feel like on a book you can see the process. If you're writing and you're scribbling and you're jotting down your thoughts, I'm an internal creator, if that makes sense. So like everything in my head will make sense, and I can honestly give you anything and I will put anything together in my head. But when I put a pen to paper, it's extremely hard for me to get it out and kind of just, yeah. So for paper for me is good because I can just write down whatever I want, blah, 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 and then scribble out what I want, keep what I want, whatever. And then it's good always to like look back on things like that, because when I do look back in my books or my other books, because I've gone through that many, it's good to see like the progress, or just for more ideas as well. Sometimes your phone can get a bit overwhelming, as we all know, and I already have way too much stuff on my phone. So to have too much of my work on my phone at the same time, yeah, would be a lot. My second tip would be, following on to this, is how you set out your program. So for me, like I said, I like to write it out. I like to put it in how I would read it. So a lot of people say, for example, you know, you got to put your programs into a table, or you got to put it in dot points, or you got to make sure this set's there, or that rep's written like this or written like that. And it's good to know the proper terms. I don't know if they're really that proper. I definitely can't do it that way. A lot of people do say you have to do it a certain way, but I don't think you do. I think you can just do it how you can read it, because at the end of the day, I mean, you should still try, because I did. I honestly tried to do it, write it in a certain way, especially when I was studying. You always had to do it a certain way. I could never get it right. So now that I officially do work for myself, I'm the only one reading it out. Just use me as an example. We just finished setting it up. So hypothetically, this is how I would set mine out. You're probably thinking, if you do it a different way, you're probably thinking, what is this girl doing? But it does make sense once you read it in order. So as you can see on the top here, I've got, well, it's back to front, but we'll just pretend that you can read it properly. It's got my name on the top. It's got the date. You've got the week of so what week we're on. So I just wrote week 4. Then we've got the second session. The aim is really important, because especially if you do have so many clients, it's hard to remember everyone. So for example, I've got here to perfect push-ups on toes and to reach higher reps on chest, whether that's higher weight or whatever. Especially if you are building up strength or endurance and things like that, you definitely need to keep record of things like that. So that's just the aim. All the details of what your client has done in the past should already be in that folder. So for me, I keep a folder for each client, and I keep all their programs in there. Doesn't matter if it gets this thick, it gets that thick, or if it's only a few pages. I always keep the previous workout or the previous program, notes, whatever. In case I need to refer back, I can do so. So that's good for the aim that comes in. So I work it out exactly like this. I go set 1, set 2, set 3. Whether it's 2 or 3 separate workouts, whatever you decide to do, or whether you're doing supersets, I have it set up like that. And then I've got the cool down and stretches, because especially if people have, I've had a few people that obviously have had major injuries and things like that, so they definitely need to stretch places like that. Also notes. I always write my notes on the bottom, because if there's something in particular in that workout that someone is struggling with, or they're perfected, or whatever the case may be, it's always good to write your notes on the bottom as they're doing the workout. So at the end, you can talk to them about it, or you can document it for later. So now going back to the pre-exercise screening situation, this tip is in regard for if you're looking to get trained by someone else. So always make sure that you get your fitness levels checked before you start exercising, whether that's from a doctor, whether that's from an actual personal trainer, or if it's just in a gym in general. That's generally where you find out their strength, their cardio and endurance levels and whatnot. Also, the major one is technique. If someone struggles to even do a standard squat or a push-up or whatever, that is when you know that that's something you need to work on. It just helps you to give you an understanding of where exactly they're at. So next one is, of course, setting measurable goals. Of course, this goes for client and trainer. You don't want to measure their time frame too short or too far. You just need to make sure that you measure it out as well and as strict as you can. Only just so there's no letdowns, and also so you know for a time frame, they know for a time frame, and it does keep them motivated. Some people don't like to work like that. I know I don't like time frames. I just let my body do what it does. Someone's obviously very strict about getting somewhere at a certain time, or they're training for a marathon. That competitions, you need a time frame, of course. But for me, I'm very much about just getting your lifestyle sorted first, and then working towards those bigger goals that you want to achieve in a certain amount of time. Realistic, that's what you want, realistic. You don't want something that you're going to be let down for after. So location is the next one. It's a super big decision. Like for gyms, it's okay because you'll always have equipment, you'll always have the space, but gyms are smaller or bigger than others. So especially with if you're all about like energy and things like that, you don't want to be obviously in an area that you feel uncomfortable and whatnot. So location is huge on the impact of your exercise and your mind and your lifestyle. When you're signing up with a gym, that you try a few before you hold a membership there. Try it out for at least like a good week or so. And the same thing with outdoors. I know that there's a few of my friends and a few of my clients that love to work outside. So the biggest thing is always to evaluate your space, and like I said, just try it out. Try it at a few different parks, try it at a few different areas in town. Even if you've got like those some parks have those outdoor gyms. They don't have weights on them, but they've got like bars and things like that. So always like try out places like that. And then so when you go to your workout and when you're ready to go, you got your workout plan ready, you can just go to your location, go in, get it done, and that's it. You don't have to be worrying about, oh, this park's don't have enough space, or this park's not close enough to my house, or this park's this park's that, this gym is this gym is that. Staying organized and staying on top of it is the best thing you could possibly do. I know another really good tip is also to do it with a partner. It's always good to find like a buddy or someone that if you meet them at the gym, or if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a best friend or a mum or whoever the case may be, to go with you, because it's always good that you have someone else to push you as well, because it is very hard to motivate yourself all the time, every single day, day in, day out, you and your mind and energy. Like, there's only so much you can take and only so much you can push yourself. So it's good to have someone else in your life that you can have push you to the next extent and challenge you. Also, it makes it a lot more fun. You know, you've got someone there that you know, and you can do like partnered workouts, or you can like share workout ideas together. I notice it's super helpful, especially when you are in a gym, that they can like spot you and check your form. So this is where it leads to my next one, choosing your workouts. It's always needed that you work out with your trainer or with yourself what type of training you're going to be doing. So work out first, like what you're good at, what you already like doing, what you already have experience with, what you're interested in doing. Like, write down all those sorts of things, because they're going to help with your future workouts. There's a lot of exercises I don't like doing. Some days I can still push myself to do them because I know it's good for my body. So other days it can be a lot harder, but that's when your other workouts come into play, or that's where your trainer or where your friend or even your own mind. It's good to build up your own mind for stability and motivation, and just to keep it nice and strong, because when you're in moments like that and you don't have people around you, who are you going to motivate? You have to motivate yourself. So alright, and last tip of all, of course, is to celebrate. So it's so important that every time that you achieve something, or every time you get better at something, or every time that you progress that little bit further, to celebrate. And this does not mean at all to go out and have a big feast, or go out and get yourself drunk, or go spend $1 million. It's not that. It's just little things like, for me, I'm like, like I did this, I might go just buy myself a nice gym top because I perfected a pull up and now you can see all my muscle definition. So I might just go buy myself a nice singlet, or I'll go get myself a nice massage. Like, do things that you celebrate, but also like treating yourself. So of course you are treating yourself, but you're actually making a positive impact rather than just setting yourself back. Balance is everything. So just try, keep yourself stable. Don't go too excited, don't go too crazy, don't ride yourself completely off track. Try to still stay on track, and just a little bit at a time. So if you do one little thing a week, or if you do one little thing a month or whatever, when they all add up, you'll be a lot more comfortable and you'll be a lot more stable and happier in the long run. If you put too much pressure on yourself for too long, stress yourself out, make yourself really shitty and feel guilty for everything, then by the time those few months, you'll be like going really well, and then you'll just completely go off track because you'll just lash out and want to do it. Always good to give yourself little mini celebrations, even if it's like a sleep in one day. That this is just my opinion and things that I've learned through my study and through my experience. What I've found that's worked for me and for a lot of clients around me, it's something that works for my lifestyle and others around me. So just make sure that when you're doing things like this, that you're making it to what suits for you specifically. And if you're a trainer, then what works for your clients. And everyone's different. They're all not going to be the same. So always make sure you get your rest in. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope these tips help. If you have any more questions or any more feedback or comments, of course, leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching again. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss one upload. I'll see you next time. Honestly, it just works out for better.